Hi there, my name is Benedict Osu. Welcome to the sports segment here on AM Show. It's a Monday morning. Obviously, we are coming from a wonderful weekend. Yes, I put it a wonderful weekend because this is the weekend that Ghana won another world title, 8th world title from a 23-year-old, which we'll talk about. Also here on the local scene, matches were played in the Ghana Premier League. Week 10 actually started on Friday and then through to Saturday. And yesterday, the big one happened at the Babara Stadium was between Kumasi Asante Kotoko and then Accra Hearts won that game by a goal to nil. On the international front, already the Premier League has been won. That's the English Premier League, but it's becoming interesting, especially looking at the teams that are fighting to escape relegation. We also will be there to bring you what happened over the weekend. And in the Italian Serie A, the race is really getting exciting as Napoli dropped points yesterday with Juventus winning on Saturday. We'll also check that. And the Spanish La Liga, Barcelona finally declared champions of this season's Spanish La Liga. They won their game against Deportivo La Corona. Lionel Messi inspired Barca to win that game. Messi scored a hat-trick in that game. And so these and more here on the show today. And I'm doing a show with my colleague, Sewin Saki. Sewin, how are you?
Good, and you?
Awesome. So I'm sure your weekend was great, and definitely we're going to go through everything that happened over the weekend. But we have to start with boxing this morning because Isaac Dogboe on Saturday night were involved with Magdaleno. That's Jesse Magdaleno in the super bantamweight contest. Well, Dogboe has become Ghana's youngest ever champion after knocking out Magdaleno in Philadelphia. Now, this makes him the new WBO super bantamweight and junior featherweight champion. Well, here are highlights of the bout.
Upset-seeking title challenger roared back, and look at the punches in the last round. A 23-6 connected advantage, as once again he had Magdaleno hurt.
He stunned Magdaleno right there. You saw Magdaleno step back. He stepped in and grabbed him. Dogboe actually started off moving, trying to find different angles to attack Magdaleno.
So impressed with Magdaleno the last round, the way he was boxing, the way he had collected himself. It was masterful.
He's down! The champ is down for the second time! Let's see what Dogboe can do. Coming straight at Magdaleno.
And all of a sudden, he found himself back on the ropes and getting hit with those kind of body shots.
American and never been down, never going to the body is Isaac Dogboe. Trying to find an uppercut. Good right hand to the body as well.
He stalks looking for that body shot.
He's looking for it. Those body shots are set up for his head shots. Magdaleno sitting right there.
It's over! There's a new world champion!
You know, like I keep saying, with all things, with God, all things are possible. I give glory to the Almighty God for this victory. And you know, I knew that coming into this fight, I knew it was going to be a victory. I knew it was going to be a knockout victory. Regardless whether I went down, I got back up, I knew it was going to be a knockout victory. And I just want to say a big thank you to the God of Wobanu, a big thank you to my uncle, Prophet Ogleho. You know, it's been a long road. I went down and I was just thinking to myself, it was unbelievable. I never thought I was gonna go down, but he put me down for the first time. It's a learning curve, and I appreciate, you know, the lessons. You know, it was just, you know, a little mistake, I guess. Just a little slip up. He caught me with a good shot. I went down, I got back up, you know, and would finish the job.
It seemed like in round three is when it started to go your ways. Is that when you felt like you got back into the fight around round three?
Yeah, you know, it's all a learning experience. You know, you have to be able to warm up properly. You know, I came into the fight, and I had to warm up into the fight. And as the round was going up, I kept on getting stronger and stronger. I kept on, you know, breaking a sweat. And as it got to the middle rounds, I know I was ready. You know, look, I don't know what to say. I can only say a big thank you to God. And then right now, my father says he wants to retire. You know, he wants to hand me over to someone else. So I hope he doesn't. But you know, I just want to say a big thank you to my team, you know, and all my supporters, to all you media guys for this, you know, for promoting the fight, Top Rank, Bob Aram, ESPN, Box Nation, and all the fans around the globe. You know, Ghana, UK, you know, in the US. Look, it's been amazing. It's been a long.
Well, the new champ, that's Isaac Dogboe. Mama V this morning taught us how to, you know, pronounce the name, not Dogboe. He says Dogboe. Charlie, that was a good one from the man. I mean, having gone down in the first one and then coming back so strongly to win in the 11th round.
Yeah, he's shown that he's a fighter and he's proven his point. He went down in the first one. He didn't make that take him down, take a spirit down. He kept on going up in every round. And round 11, he finished Magdaleno.
That was awesome from Isaac Dogboe. We have to stay and do some more boxing. And Ghana's George Ashi claimed victory over South Africa's Michael Makwena on Friday night at the Bukom Boxing Arena to win the vacant interim WBO Africa lightweight belt. Now, watching for Joy Sports was Nana Kwame Asamoah.
Two judges scored the bouts 117-105 and 117-113, whilst the last judge had it at the draw at 116-116. Mokoena started the fight on a good note, and he controlled the action from 1, 2, and 3 rounds by using his reach to his advantage. In round 4, Ashi suffered a cut above his left eye through an accidental headbutt, but the Ghanaian seemed angered with the cut as he pounced on the South African by working on his body. Ashi staggered Mokoena with a ferocious uppercut in round 5, but the latter stood firm to end the round. It was a give-and-take affair in round 6 and 7, but the Ghanaian landed a lot of clean shots. Mokoena in round 9 adapted a hit-and-run strategy, which Ashi failed to come to terms with. The Ghanaian found his rhythm in round 10, connecting some combinations, but Mokoena replied with persistent jabs. In round 11, Ashi began using his jabs to prevent Mokoena from coming forward, but the South African wasn't perturbed as he walked through those jabs and connected hard shots to the head of the Ghanaian. In the final round, the two boxers traded punches in the middle of the ring until the bell was rung for the end of the tie. In the co-main feature, Isaac Saki defeated compatriot Raymond Comey to win the vacant WBO Super Bantamweight belt. Saki dominated Comey from start to finish to win the bout via unanimous decision. The scorecard read 117-111, 120-109, and 120-109. Obodo Isai returned to the ring for the first time in 10 months, following his round 5 KO loss to Namibia's Walter Kutondonkwa. Sai stopped Richard Ashong in round 1 in their scheduled middleweight contest. Inokwe also stopped Mauli Fovli in round 5 in their cruiserweight contest. Kwe was originally scheduled to fight Aiti Powers, but the latter pulled out at the last hour. All in all, George Ashi wasn't particularly proud of his performance, but promised Ghanaians to improve.
I'm going home and correct my mistakes and come back in boxing.
What do you think about your opponent tonight, Michael Mokoena?
My opponent is a very, very good boxer, and I think it's a very, very good boxer. It's a very, very good boxer, and I think not me only, he can be a world champion, like the way I am. And I think I'm going back home because this fight, Ghanaians like it, but I'm poor small. But I think I'm begging Ghanaians, so forgive me and go back home, correct my mistake, and come back.
What's next for George Ashi?
My next is I'm going to defend my title, so I'm going back home and correct my mistake. Thank you.
So he's a very, very good boxer, and he's going home to check what he's going to do so that probably maybe in the next fight he will do very well. So that was George Ashi. We'll bring you more on that, as well as Dogboe at 2 and join us on Sports Today. That's a major sports bulletin here. But now we have to do some football. And yesterday at the Babaya Sports Stadium was Accra Hearts-folk Kumasi Asante Kotoko in the first super clash of the season. Well, Hearts going into that game went in with a very poor form. Well, their last game before Asante Kotoko's game was against Bichim United, which they drew 1-1 at the same venue. And after the game, some fans of the club nearly lynched officials of the team. For Kumasi Asante Kotoko, before entering that Hearts game, they had beaten Wow Stars by 2-0. So on form guide, it favoured Asante Kotoko. But you know what we've always been saying when it comes to Hearts and Kumasi Asante Kotoko games, form doesn't count. And that's exactly what we saw at the Babaya Stadium yesterday. We've got highlights for you.
Babaya Stadium, the venue for the big clash, the super clash. Hearts of Oak in Kumasi against Asante Kotoko, where the Phobians have always found to be a good home for them. Early chance for Jemfi, he blasted wide. The Kotoko winger presented with his early opportunity, and Joseph Eso also got his shot drifting wide. Early good chances for the two teams. Yakoba went around Fatal, got knocked down by Fatal just outside the 18-yard box, and his free kick was saved well by goalkeeper Ben Mensah. Good save by Ben Mensah. He stretched to his elastic limit to deny Kotoko the first goal. And Yakuba again had this free kick saved by Mensah again, but this time it went up against the crossbar after Mensah had tipped it. And it was headed again out by Fatau. Good 1-2 between Kobne and Razak. Lovely overhead kick, and goalkeeper Felix Annan reacts well. That was good skill, good vision from Patrick Razak. So this is the point they lost possession, and Kobna, lovely pass to Patrick Razak. One step forward, he cuts in and unleashed a powerful one to the blind side of Felix Annan. Good goal by Patrick Razak, brilliant stuff, and this goal would prove precious as a hands out Suffolk all the valuable 3 points. Lovely switch from Aminu Hassan. He got to Fatau, who got this cross in, and Annan will save the situation for Kotoko. The Phobians did their best, and they came to Kumasi and picked all 3 points.
Great goal from Patrick Razak as Accra had to 4-1 that game by a goal to 0 against Kumasi Asante Kotoko at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. That was not the only game played on match day 10. Other matches were played Friday and Saturday. So we will take us through the results of matches that were played over the weekend in the Ghana Premier League.
Well, so in this weekend in the Ghana Premier League, we started in Doma Park. Diana Jury Breakum Chelsea 1-1 in that derby. Wafa Trash Dreams FC 5 goals to 0. So that Inter Allies also won against Ibusian Adolphs, was 2 goals to 0. Bechem United also beat Karela United 1-0. Mediema Sporting Club also defeated Ashanti Go 2 goals to 1. Liberty Professionals drew with Bottom Club All Stars 1-1. Elmina Sharks also beat 11 Wonders 1-0. And in the big one in Babayara, we had Accra Suffolk beating their long-time rival Asante Kotoko 1-0.
Obviously, so Hearts of Oak will move, on the Ghana Premier League table. So I nearly said English Premier League. Now that takes us to the English Premier League because matches were played over the weekend. Liverpool were at home and they drew their game 1-1. Also, Chelsea played, and then Manchester United, Arsenal, what looked like the last game for Arsene Wenger at Old Trafford. They lost by 2 goals to 1. 7 has the rest of results in the English Premier League over the weekend.
Well, so in the other results in the English Premier League, we started in the Selhurst Park where Crystal Palace also thrashed Leicester City 5 goals to 0. Huddersfield also lost to Everton at home 2 goals to 0. Burnley and Brighton drew 0-0. Newcastle also lost at home to bottom side West Brom 1 goal to 0. Darren Moore doing some good work over there. Southampton also strugglers, won against Bournemouth 2 goals to 1. Chelsea won away against Swansea City. West Ham United also lost against Manchester City 4 goals to 1, and we had Manchester United also beating Arsenal 2-1, and today we are going to play Tottenham versus Watford.
All right, so that's the story in the English Premier League, and it's really getting interesting in the that's the Serie A. Well, over the weekend, Fiorentina defeated Napoli by 3 goals to 0, and then Juventus won their game. So now 4 points, 4 points difference between Juventus and second place, that's Napoli, with 3 more matches to win the Serie A.